I'm Wizard Barbie. Today we will be covering magic damage. I have gone over will, knowledge, and magical power in a previous video, but I have included one slide from that video, which is will governs your magical power, and magical power governs your magical power bonus. This will be important for the video, but there's a lot more that goes into it, so I encourage you to go watch that video before moving forward. So let's get in. I've included the different types of magic that you will encounter in the game: on hit, projectile, area of effect, and hit scan. This will be important for you to know because if you're using a spell that is not a projectile, you will not have to include the projectile part of the equation. Additionally, not all spells include hit location bonus. So let's get into the different types of magic. On hit. On hit is magic damage applied by an enchanted physical source, and this is affected by hit location bonus. However, there is an exception to this, which is smite. Smite is not affected by hit location bonus. So let's say you use Ignite from Wizard, which is an on-hit ability. Hitting them in the head will give you more damage than if you hit them in the torso, arms, or legs. However, if you use Smite on somebody, it'll give you a flat damage for those locations. I am unsure if there are other forms of magical damage that are similar to Smite and hit location bonus interactions. But if there are, I'd love to see you guys list them down below in the comments. Projectiles. Magic damage that is casted with travel time. This is affected by hit location bonus as well. Area of effect is magic damage applied to a designated area and all targets within that area. So as long as you are in range of that spell, you will be taking damage. Hit scan is fun because it has no travel time and it applies at the point of your crosshair. So if you're able to click them, you're able to hit them. Additionally, hit scan is not affected by hit location bonus. So it doesn't matter where on the body you hit them, as long as you click them, they will be damaged. I would like to note that this is not an all-comprehensive list of the spells in the game. Some spells may be more than one classification, for example, Fireball being a projectile and an AoE. Editor Barbie interrupts this program to tell you a cool interaction with spells like Lightning Strike and Dreamfire. When timed correctly, it is possible to jump the spell and avoid taking damage entirely. However, when it came to Clerics' Holy Strike, after numerous attempts of testing it, we were unable to avoid taking damage from jumping the spell. A huge shout out to Bunk Sauce for helping me record the timing of the jump. Bunk Sauce, you so totally rock, dude. We now return to our regularly scheduled programming. Now that we have an understanding of different types of magic in the game, I will move on to our magic equation. Alright, here is the highly anticipated magic damage equation. I have color-coded each part of the equation and circled them in the corresponding colors around the screen. So if we look at base damage, that is the magical damage that your spell is doing. Magical weapon damage is the magical damage that your weapon is doing. Scaling, also known as attribute bonus ratio, is a hidden modifier on a variety of spells, items, and skills. You can find the unique modifier for each on the wiki. For this example, we will be using Magic Missile, and the scaling is 75%. Magic power bonus is influenced by our magical power and will. Additional magical damage can be found on select items. Hit location bonus is the damage that you do according to the location of the body you are hitting. If you want to learn more about hit location bonus, I recommend you watch my previous video about how weapon damage works. Magical damage reduction is the target's magical damage reduction. Magic penetration is the caster's magic penetration. Projectile reduction is the target's projectile reduction. True magic damage is a stat that can be found on select items. Remember, scaling is not always going to be 75%, so if you'd like to know the scaling of your specific spell, I encourage you to look at the wiki and check out the attribute bonus ratio for that spell. Just take a moment and get familiar with this equation, and then I'll be moving on to the next section. Additional magic damage and true magic damage. Rings, hats, pendants, and capes can only give you +1 true or +1 magic damage. You cannot have +1 true and +1 magic on a single item. The Phoenix Choker is the only piece that can have more than 1 true magic damage, scaling with rarity. For example, a rare Phoenix Choker gives you 2 true magic, and an epic Phoenix Choker gives you 3 true magic. I wanted to compare true magic versus additional magic. In this scenario, we will be using Zap, and we are not putting burn into consideration. On the left, I have Wizard versus Warlock, and on the right, I have Wizard versus Ranger. Warlocks are known for having a lot of magic resist, and Rangers are not. So I have 4 different examples for each one. I have the control, I have the additional magic damage, I have the true magic damage, and I have the magic power bonus. You can see that the Warlock has 50% magic damage reduction, and the Ranger has 5.2% magic damage reduction. As we saw in the magic damage equation, True magic and additional magic are affected by scaling. This is important to note because this means that it is not flat additional damage for all spells. If you look here, you can see that I have 4 examples for each side: the control, additional magic, true magic, and magic power bonus. You can see with the true magic and the additional magic, you get about 2 additional damage with the true damage versus the warlock. However, against the ranger, the damage is about the same with additional magic and true magic. I've included magic power bonus as a side to show how bad the scaling is. In order for magic power bonus to equal that of the true damage in these scenarios, for the warlock, you would need an additional 43% magic power bonus, or 66% magic power bonus. This comes out to be over 50 magical power or will. For the ranger, you'll need an additional 23% magic power bonus, or 46% magic power bonus to match the true magic damage. This comes out to be 36 magical power or 36 will. I would like to note that the wizard has a base 25 will in this example. I'm now going to move on to the next example. I wanted to do this example with a higher damage dealing spell like lightning strike. The scaling also changes here. So instead of 75% scaling, you have a 100% scaling. If a wizard is to use lightning strike against a 50% magic damage reduction warlock, true magic damage would do approximately 3 more damage than the additional magic damage. On the flip side, against a ranger with 5.2% magic damage reduction, true and additional magic damage would do about the same. If we wanted to match the damage to true magic damage with our magical power bonus, we would need to increase our magical power bonus by 29%, which would be about 40 magical power or will. If we wanted our power bonus to match the true magic damage for the ranger, we would need to increase our magic power bonus to 39% or an additional 16%. This is 33 magical power or will. I wanted to show you the difference with Zap and Lightning Strike, seeing that Lightning Strike has a 100% scaling versus Zap's 75%, as well as Lightning Strike's high magical damage versus Zap's lower magical damage on the spells. These examples also show you how magical power bonus scales terribly. Lastly, magic penetration versus true magic damage. In this scenario, we are pretending that the spellbook does not have innate magic penetration. So I've removed magic penetration from most of these examples. I would also like to note that I'm using 25% magic penetration and that the spellbook has 5% magic penetration and the staff has 15%. So to get 25%, you need to add on to those. So if a wizard uses 25% magic penetration against a warlock with 50% magic damage reduction, the wizard will be doing about the same amount of damage as the wizard with 0 magic penetration and 5 true magical damage. Against a ranger who has only 5.2% magic damage reduction, magic pen is hardly exceeding the threshold of 25 magic damage compared to the control with 24.7 magic damage. I wanted to see the difference between 5% and 25% magic penetration against the ranger, and found that the 5% was 24.8 damage compared to the 25% magic pen, which was 25.07 damage. This shows how weak magic penetration is against classes with low magic damage reduction. And I don't have a slide for this, but I would like to note in the most recent hotfix, they announced that monsters went from 0 magic damage reduction to negative 25% magic damage reduction. I checked the wiki to see how that compared, and the wiki for some reason says negative 20% magic damage reduction. So I'm not sure why the wiki has negative 20%, but the developers announced negative 25%. So just know that. And lastly, you may have noticed that this video got released a little bit later than what I typically aim for. And this is because technical videos like this take a lot of time to put together, film, and then edit. So I will be testing releasing technical videos like this on a every other week basis, with the videos in between being less technical and more fun. The purpose of this is to continue putting out videos that I believe to be quality, while also maintaining a balance in my personal life. And lastly, I know I didn't cover everything magic in this video, but don't worry, I will be doing it more in future videos. I'm just going to be segmenting it more for my ease in creating the videos, as well as my ability to cover these topics more in depth. Please start a fight down below about which Barbie movie is the best. Bye.